Colleagues say the deeply religious Louisiana Republican, who calls himself the Maid, would be a solid assistant and give them a fresh start. Many hope they can finally overcome the seemingly intractable divisions within their conference that have toppled every House GOP leader in the past decade. Most importantly, he was able to become the Speaker of the Parliament by receiving all 220 votes, as Republicans struggled for more than 3 weeks to choose a replacement for ousted Kevin McCarthy. It was something none of his more prominent colleagues had been able to do. Washington. New House Speaker Mike Johnson, a low-key lawmaker in Congress for less than a decade, is unknown to most Americans. But the social conservative and staunch ally of former President Donald Trump has been a quiet force in the Republican conference he now unexpectedly leads. He is a friend all and an enemy of no one, Republican Conference Chairwoman Elise Stefanik said in nominating Johnson ahead Wednesday's speaker vote. Get Today in Politics, your digest of the Globe's top political news delivered Monday-Friday. Unencumbered by political baggage that a higher profile might bring, the affable 51-year-old Johnson is promising to restore trust in Congress by assuming presidency. Under extraordinary circumstances, he takes over after 3 weeks of infighting, other unsuccessful candidacies and no action on legislation. But it remains to be seen how successful Johnson will be in uniting his fractured conference when House dives into debates over government spending or wins the trust of Democrats who are deeply suspicious of Johnson's social conservative background and support for Trump's efforts to overturn legislation. Speaking in Parliament after election, Johnson repeatedly recalled Christian faith, spoke of upbringing. He said mother 17 when he born and father a firefighter injured in the line of duty. He has pledged to move quickly on conservative priorities such as support for Israel and border security. Newly elected House Speaker Mike Johnson thanks U.S. Representative Elise Stefanik after delivering her nomination speech at House meeting holding elections for the new Speaker of House, the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C. on October 25, 2023. Win McNamee Johnson, a constitutional lawyer and former member of the Louisiana State House, was first elected to the U.S. House of Representatives in 2016. He is first Louisianan to become Speaker and the first Southerner to serve as Speaker since Republican Newt Gingrich of Georgia in 1990s. Among more conservative members of the GOP conference, Johnson has consistently opposed women's right to abortion. We will reduce number of abortions to 0. Earlier this year, she posted on Twitter, now known as X, referencing the Supreme Court's 2022 decision that struck down abortion rights nationwide. Last year, he also opposed legislation requiring states to legally recognize same-sex marriages where they occur. Johnson, an active